who died in February 2024. Toby Keith was an American country music singer, songwriter, record producer, actor, and businessman. Keith released his chart-topping debut single, Should Have Been a Cowboy, in 1993. During the 1990s, Keith released his first 4 studio albums, each of which earned gold or higher certification. Born July 8, 1961, Clinton, Oklahoma. Died February 5, 2024, age 62 years, Oklahoma. Spouse, Trisha Lucas, M. 1984. Children, Crystal Keith, Stellan Keith Koval, Shelley Koval Rowland. Height, 6'3". Parents, Hubert Keith Koval, Carolyn Joan Koval. Early life and education. Toby Keith Koval was born on July 8, 1961, in Clinton, Oklahoma, to Carolyn Joan May Ross and Hubert K. Koval Jr. He has a sister and a brother. The family lived in Fort Smith, Arkansas, for a few years when Keith was in grade school, but moved to Moore, Oklahoma, a suburb of Oklahoma City, when he was still young. Before the family moved to Moore, he visited his grandmother in Fort Smith during the summers. His grandmother owned Billy Garner's Supper Club in Fort Smith, where Keith became interested in the musicians who came there to play. He did odd jobs around the supper club and started getting up on the bandstand to play with the band. He got his first guitar at the age of 8. After the family moved to Moore, Keith attended Highland West Junior High and Moore High School, where he played defensive end on the football team. Keith graduated from Moore High School and worked as a derrick hand in the oil fields. He worked his way up to become a supervisor. When Keith was 20, he and his friends formed the Easy Money Band, which played at local bars and roadhouses as he continued to work in the oil industry. At times, he would have to leave in the middle of a concert if he was paged to work in the oil field. In 1982, the oil industry in Oklahoma began a rapid decline and Keith soon found himself unemployed. He fell back on his football training and tried out for the professional Oklahoma Outlaws. When he did not make the team, he joined its unofficial semi-pro farm club, the Oklahoma City Drillers, and played defensive end while continuing to perform with his band. He then returned to focus once again on music. The Easy Money Band then began playing the honky-tonk circuit in Oklahoma and Texas. Philanthropy. In 2004, Keith helped found Ally's House, a cancer charity named after Allison Webb, the deceased daughter of one of Keith's former bandmates. Webb died a month before her 3rd birthday to Wilms tumor. This is a special charity to me. I saw firsthand how a child's cancer diagnosis can devastate a family. Please join me in supporting these kids through Ally's House. We're gonna make it better for the kids. In 2006, he established the Toby Keith Foundation to build housing for pediatric cancer patients and their families. In late 2013, the foundation built the OK Kids Choral, a place for Child OU Medical Center cancer patients to live in. Over 2 decades since its creation, the annual Toby Keith and Friends Golf Classic has raised more than $15 million for the OK Kids Choral. He described it to the Oklahoman in 2019 as his greatest accomplishment. Keith filmed a PSA for Little Kids Rock, a national nonprofit that works to restore and revitalize music education in disadvantaged U.S. public schools. Cancer diagnosis and death. In June 2022, Keith announced that he had been diagnosed with stomach cancer at the end of 2021, having undergone chemotherapy, radiation, and surgery for the past 6 months. Keith said that his battle with cancer had been pretty debilitating in a December 2022 press release. Keith died in his sleep in Oklahoma, on February 5, 2024, at the age of 62. Upon news of Keith's death, Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt ordered U.S. and Oklahoma flags on state property to be flown at half-staff all day February 6 until sunset the following day, as a show of respect and mourning for the loss of American music legend Toby Keith. On February 10, 2024, the University of Oklahoma men's basketball team hosted rival Oklahoma State. The song Red Solo Cup, recorded by Keith, inspired the university to honor him by handing out red solo cups with any purchase of a drink. Videos of fans singing Red Solo Cup while holding their drinks aloft circulated on social media after the game. Fellow country artists and bands who paid tribute included Dolly Parton, Carrie Underwood, Jason Aldean, Old Dominion, Jelly Roll, Zach Bryan, John Rich, Lady A, Jake Owen, Luke Combs, Morgan Wallen, Cole Swindell, and others such as First Lady Jill Biden, actor Stephen Baldwin, comedian Stephen Colbert, and radio and television personality Bobby Bones. Personal life. Keith married Tricia Lucas on March 24, 1984. He was the father of 3 children, including Crystal Keith. Keith's father, H.K. Koval, was killed after a charter bus collided with his car on Interstate 35 on March 24, 2001. The Koval family was awarded $2.8 million for his wrongful death on December 25, 2007. Elias and Pedro Rodriguez, operators of Rodriguez Transportes of Tulsa, and the Republic Western Insurance Company were found liable, as they failed to equip the bus with properly working air brakes. Keith had an honorary degree from Villanova University, which he attended from 1979 to 1980. He planned to be a petroleum engineer. He was an avid University of Oklahoma sports fan, and Keith was often seen at Oklahoma Sooners games and practices. He was also a fan of professional wrestling, being seen in the front row of numerous WWE shows that took place in Oklahoma, as well as performing courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue live at the first ever TNA wrestling show on June 19, 2002. He was also a fan of the Pittsburgh Steelers football team. He was a Free Will Baptist.